Kurt Cobain's impact on music is undeniable. He was a songwriter, a guitarist, and a voice of a generation. His music, raw and emotional, resonated with millions. Cobain's legacy extends far beyond his music. He became an icon of rebellion and angst. Even today, his influence is evident in countless artists. Cobain's life was tragically cut short. He left behind a complex and fascinating story. Born in 1967, Kurt Donald Cobain grew up in Aberdeen, Washington. This small logging town would have a profound impact on his music. From his early years, Cobain showed an interest in art and music. He was drawn to punk rock, which fueled his rebellious spirit. Cobain's childhood was not always happy. His parents divorced when he was 9. This event had a deep impact on him, leading to feelings of isolation and anger. These emotions would later find their way into his music. As a teenager, Cobain found solace in music. He taught himself to play guitar. He began writing his own songs, expressing his growing frustrations with life in Aberdeen. In 1985, at the age of 18, Cobain formed his first band. They called themselves Fecal Matter. While this band was short-lived, it marked the beginning of Cobain's musical journey. Fecal Matter's raw and chaotic sound foreshadowed the music Cobain would later create with Nirvana. In 1987, Kurt Cobain met Krist Novoselic. Novoselic, a bassist, shared Cobain's passion for music. Together they formed Nirvana, recruiting drummer Aaron Burkhardt. Nirvana's early sound was a mix of punk, metal and pop. Cobain's raw vocals and powerful lyrics set them apart. Nirvana played their first show in 1988. They quickly gained a following in the Seattle music scene. Their music was loud, energetic and full of raw emotion. Cobain's lyrics, often dark and introspective, resonated with a generation disillusioned with the status quo. Nirvana signed with Sub Pop Records in 1989. They released their debut album Bleach that same year. Bleach was a critical success. It established Nirvana as a leading force in the emerging grunge scene. The album's raw sound and Cobain's angst-ridden lyrics resonated with a generation hungry for something real. Despite the success of Bleach, Nirvana was still a relatively unknown band outside of Seattle. That would all change in 1991 with the release of their second album, Nevermind. Section 3 smells like teen spirit and global success. Nevermind was a cultural phenomenon. The album's lead single, Smells Like Teen Spirit, became an anthem for a generation. It topped charts worldwide, propelling Nirvana to global stardom. The success of Nevermind was unprecedented. It brought grunge music into the mainstream. Nirvana's music was everywhere, from MTV to radio airwaves. Cobain, thrust into the spotlight, struggled with the pressures of fame. He never sought to be a spokesperson for a generation. The pressures of fame weighed heavily on him. Despite his discomfort with fame, Cobain continued to create powerful music. Nirvana released In Utero, their third studio album, in 1993. In Utero was a deliberate departure from the polished sound of Nevermind. It was raw, noisy, and uncompromising. The album showcased Cobain's growth as a songwriter. It proved that Nirvana was more than just a one-hit wonder. Section 4, Unplugged and Exposed. In November 1993, Nirvana recorded a performance for MTV Unplugged. This acoustic set revealed a different side of the band. Stripped down to the core, Cobain's songwriting shone through. His voice, fragile and emotive, captivated the audience. The performance featured covers of songs by artists like David Bowie and Led Belly. Cobain's selection of songs for the Unplugged set was revealing. It showcased his eclectic musical taste. It also hinted at his own personal struggles. His performance of Led Belly's Where Did You Sleep Last Night was particularly haunting. It became one of the most iconic moments of his career. Despite their success, Nirvana's time at the top was short-lived. The band's internal struggles, fueled by Cobain's personal demons, began to take their toll. Cobain's addiction to heroin worsened. His mental health deteriorated. In April 1994, at the age of 27, Kurt Cobain tragically took his own life. Section 5, More Than Music. Kurt Cobain, the artist. Beyond his music, Kurt Cobain possessed a lesser-known talent, visual art. He expressed himself through drawings, paintings, and sculptures. His artwork, like his music, was raw and visceral. Cobain's art provided a glimpse into his troubled mind. It revealed the depth of his creativity and the darkness that haunted him. Cobain's artwork was often characterized by its grotesque imagery. He used art as an outlet for his emotions. His paintings and drawings were often populated by distorted figures. Cobain's art was not meant to be aesthetically pleasing, it was an expression of his inner turmoil. Cobain's artistic talent extended to his guitars as well. He was known for his unique style and his love for modifying his instruments. His most iconic guitar, a Fender Mustang, was a testament to his DIY aesthetic. Covered in stickers and adorned with modifications, it became an extension of his personality. Section 6. A legacy of music and misery. Kurt Cobain's death sent shockwaves through the music world. He left behind a void that could never be filled. His music continues to resonate with generations of fans. His legacy as a musical icon remains firmly intact. Cobain's influence can be seen in countless artists who followed in his footsteps. His raw honesty and emotional vulnerability paved the way for a new wave of alternative music. Cobain's life, though tragically cut short, was filled with creativity and passion. He poured his heart and soul into his music. He left behind a body of work that continues to inspire and challenge listeners today. Kurt Cobain's legacy is a complex one. He was a musical genius who changed the face of rock music. He was also a deeply troubled soul who struggled with addiction and depression. His story serves as a reminder of the power of music and the fragility of life. Kurt Cobain's music continues to provide solace and inspiration to millions around the world. He remains an icon of his generation, a rebel with a cause whose music continues to speak to the soul.